Walker, and I'm a social studies teacher. Today I want to talk about why we study social studies. I'm on lunch break in America, so I gotta eat and talk at the same time. So this is a question that I get from students all the time. Right now is honestly just a perfect example of why we need to be studying American history so that we could hopefully learn from our mistakes and maybe do something different. All right, so Compromise of 1850 was passed, which included a fugitive slave law, and what that meant is that enslaved people ran away. They needed to be returned back into slavery, and if you were a northerner, even if you were an abolitionist, even if you were a person who didn't know about slavery, didn't believe in slavery, then you were obligated to return slaves back to their master. So introduced Dred Scott. So in 1857, an African American man named Dred Scott sued the United States for his freedom. He went all the way up to the Supreme Court because his owner had took him into free territory above that 3630 line of the Missouri Compromise, and he lived there with his master before his master died. And because of laws like the Fugitive Slave Act, he was being forced back into slavery even though he had lived free for a long time. Sue for his freedom, which based on the compromises that we have, he should have been able to, like, he's living in the appropriate territory. His master brought him there. He did not run away. He is not a fugitive. He should be able to be free now, right? This is America, people. Come on now. So he ended up suing for his freedom. It goes all the way to the Supreme Court, and he is not granted his freedom. And the decision that is issued by the Supreme Court. Now, it was not like all or nothing. Like, everybody on the Supreme Court did not agree, but Justice Taney, who was the chief justice at the time, issued the statement. So the Supreme Court, for those of us who don't know, their job is not to determine what's right or wrong. Their job is to determine, does this action fit within the realm of the Constitution? If yes, it's allowed. If no, then it's not. So he cited the freaking Fifth Amendment as the justification for his answer as to why the Constitution does not protect enslaved, formerly enslaved, never been enslaved, black people, African American people. If you look like this, then you're not covered, okay? Basically, he said that the Fifth Amendment protects citizens' property, right? Like, the United States government cannot infringe upon your property without due process. That's what the Fifth Amendment basically says, right? And because enslaved people at the time were considered property, he basically was saying, like, we're not going to set precedent because the Supreme Court, they set precedent. Like, whatever they decide, all the other courts, lower courts in the country, they will follow behind. So basically, like, we're not about to set precedent for y'all to come in here talking about some suing for freedom. First of all, you're not citizens. This isn't in the books. This is still on paper today. First of all, you're not citizens because you're a black person in America. You can never be a citizen, so you can't sue for shit because you don't got no rights. That's first. Second of all, we're not about to set the precedent that the Supreme Court has any ruling over what slave owners do with their own property. We ain't even about to get started like that. You feel me? Like, the mental gymnastics that Justice Taney had to jump through to justify that Dred Scott is not protected in the Constitution. The Fifth Amendment, like, get out of here. Of course, he faced backlash, and the country was in an uproar. At this point in time, we're almost to the Civil War. So let's make the connection. Why do we need to study social studies? Well, in case you've been somewhere fucking asleep for the last week, it's been a lot going on in the American government, all right? And over the weekend or something, one of these, I think it was like Thursday or Friday or something, a senator from somewhere, I don't care to say his name, he introduced legislation to amend the Constitution. We haven't amended the Constitution in some years. He was talking about, let's amend the Constitution so that we can allow the current president to possibly run for a third term. Now, if you don't know, the Constitution currently states that a president can only run for 2 terms. Now, have y'all seen the language of this proposed amendment, y'all? Oh, let's break, y'all. I don't have time to pull up and cite it, but basically, the way that it is worded, now this is not funny. The way that it is worded, it was basically so that President Obama is not eligible. You've ever served 2 consecutive terms, we're not talking about you. They even sneakily kind of threw Kamala in there too, because they was like, if you ever was acting in the role of president at one point in time, you're not eligible either. Like, I'm like, y'all got to be kidding me. My point is, we have seen this country bend and amend these words and rules for the last 200 some years, all right? If you think that they will not introduce language or obtusely interpret certain language to the way that it benefits them, you better wake up. There is nothing fair or honest about this country. It can't be. It's rooted in blood, in the blood of the native people and the African people that built it. Because we know, okay. And so we need to know the tendencies and the behaviors of the people that are, in so many words, are opposition. You need to know what they're capable of, what they've gotten away with, because they believe in precedent. And so if they've gotten away with it before, they know that they can get away with it again. Otherwise, you wouldn't have people introducing legislation legislation trying to, cause y'all know, now y'all know damn well that if it was the President Obama versus this one, come on now, you gotta stop that. All right, so I don't know what we should be doing right now. I'm just right now studying, and just to me, it's a lot of similarities and coincidences. We lining up a lot with what the country looked like during Civil War era. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do another video to show some of the ways that we're aligning with antebellum United States right now in 2025. It's ugly. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't hope for it. I don't want it. I don't wish it. But it's not pretty.